Welcome everyone. This is Philly Crypto Trading Plus. We're going to be doing an analysis today on Litecoin. Hey, if you guys are curious about what's going on with Litecoin, if you're confused by the volatility, the prices, it's here, it's there, you don't know where it's going next, well, guess what? You're in the right place because that's what we're here to accomplish today, okay? Now, what we're going to be covering today, we're going to be talking about the how and when the price changed, the pattern in the early January. We're going to talk about the new ascending channel, I believe that's formed, as well as a new wedge pattern that I think is also beginning to form. We're going to talk about the Fibonacci extensions and how they apply and levels that they must be holding. And then, of course, make sure that you stick around to the end because we're going to be giving a new price target that it has not been in for quite some time. So with that in mind, guys, we'll be getting to that. But now, before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe and leave a comment below saying that I sub, and I will personally reply to your comments. And also, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, as it is really important and it makes a big difference. Thank you, guys. With that in mind, let's get right into it. So, first, we're going to look at this on a daily time frame. Now, at the end of December, early January here, you can see here, this is a descending parallel channel that had been forming, okay, and we just continued down, down, down. And then, of course, near the end of January, you can see that we broke out of this downward pattern. I wouldn't necessarily call it a trend, because a trend a lot of times, you know, suggests maybe like 6 to 12 weeks kind of thing. But that being said, we still had a small downward pattern here in this channel, and then you can see we formed a nice little a higher low here, right here, and of course we went up. So now what we've done is we formed a higher an ascending channel now, which is very nice. So and this is, by the way, guys, this is on a daily time frame. We're talking about this right now. So we're running up this nice channel pattern, which is great, man. Notice here. We made a nice move out of this channel here, which is really exciting to see. A lot of times we get a bit overextended when that happens, but we're going to cover that in a bit. Again, we're going to go into a 4-hour time frame and look at this a little bit closer. Now, what's interesting here, guys, is notice we came up to this level here, this 195. Okay, we busted out of this parallel channel I talked about, kind of a parabolic move, really running about 25-30 bucks. So now we came back. Notice here that we touched the top of our parallel channel and we bounced off of it again, and now we formed a little bit lower high. And notice here again, this is happening, guys, right now tonight. Look what we did here. Nice little touch of that channel again and a nice spike up. So if you notice here, we could be forming a nice little wedge pattern. See this here, guys? And that would really be setting up for, you figure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, and maybe another touch, and then boom, up and out of there, right? That would be nice because we might be setting up for a nice little parabolic move to continue in upper prices, which honestly would be where I'm thinking that we're going to be heading next. So, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. We'll get to that at the end. So, again, a wedge pattern forming, and a lot of times when they form, we tend to see a nice little jump out of their parabolic move, up or down, honestly. But I tend to think, based on what's happening, as long as we stay above this channel, and we could even come back down with some volatility and scare everybody and shake some buyers out and come all the way down to these lower levels and hit the bottom of this channel, but continue in this trend. Although I think right now it's not too likely, especially with this move that we're seeing right now. So with that in mind, guys, we're anticipating a move up and out of here, which is really nice. So just to give you an idea. Now, I also wanted to point something out to you here. Again, these are the Fibonacci's. We'll go into that in a second. But we have a 20-day moving average here, which really is at 181. Okay, so if you notice here, we came down to this 1.414 Fibonacci, around 177 and some change. And notice how we spiked back up, and we're holding above this 182 level, which is at the 1.618 Fibonacci's. So that's very important to see that spike. And so we're holding here. If you notice here, we had a really a resistance at this 174 before, okay, which was the 1.272 Fibonacci. And we acted as resistance here, you see. Then we bounced down to the 1 area, which is the 168. Now, if you guys go back and listen to my older video that I did about analysis on Litecoin, you're going to find this is an important level, and I talked about it a couple weeks back. If you want to go listen to an older video, be helpful for some perspective. That being said, here we formed a nice support here, okay? Then we moved up out of here, and notice here we were able to bust through that old resistance, boom, and all the way up to these, and just blew right through. This is that parabolic move we'll go back to in a second. Then, of course, we came down, but notice again we stayed above our 1 Fibonacci, that 168 we talked about. So important, but also we spiked up and formed a nice support even above the 174 level, which is right here, 1.272. So nice. Again, we formed a resistance here at 182, spiked down to the lower level, 177, and then right up through there again. So, but more importantly, guys, here's this 20-day moving edge at the 181. But notice how we held the 177 again, snapped all the way back. This is happening right now when we're talking today, guys. So I waited a little bit long, but I wanted to show you this move because this is important. So we're back above this 20-day moving average. As long as these kind of things are occurring, guys, we're not really going to be seeing much lower prices. So we're looking to see how this pattern can continue. So 182 right now, the 1.618 fib seems to be where we're sitting. So I just want to give you an idea. These are the fibs that we talked about. This is a 20-day moving average that we want to stay above. So now back to our 4-hour time frame. Get a little closer look here. As long as we stay above this channel, guys, we're looking for higher prices. Okay. Now, something else I wanted to point out to you too here. This is a possibility of this forming as well. Right here, you notice here we're getting a nice little block of support as well as resistance here. Okay. So what we could be seeing here is a possibility of another triangle forming here. Okay. A descending triangle. Take a look at this here. Possibility. Okay, we don't know yet. Getting ahead of ourselves. We're just going to see how this plays out. But either way, it leads to a pattern that we should be busting out of. But again, right now, guys, this channel the whole time, look, resistance, 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 and then up through it, back down, and then bang, parabolic move. Important, guys. So this is the kind of similar pattern we're going to be looking for here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe one more touch, and then out. Okay, a lot of times you'll see 3 touches on each side. Okay, but again, we might also see this here. So we just don't know yet, guys. But I can tell you right now, I really think that we're forming that nice little wedge pattern, and then we're going to move up and out of it. And again, we want to stay above this parallel channel. Now, what I want to get in to last, guys, is our upper levels. This is where we're looking. If once we head out, guys, we're looking for another parabolic move, and if that occurs, look where we're going to be at, guys. This is the 2.618 Fibonacci level. That's going to be at 207. So right now, guys, the way things are sitting, as long as we hold these levels that we talked about, that's going to be our next target. So with that in mind, guys, if I've done my job today, if you like what you see and you hear, please share, like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. We're going to be doing Zcash analysis next, so stay tuned for that as well. Okay? Thank you guys for coming to the channel, and y'all have a good day.